All right, your biology exam is right around the corner. So, you think you're ready? We're about to find out. Welcome to the Gauntlet, a full-on test of your mental muscle pulled straight from the 2018 National Practice Exam. Let's see what you got. Look, I know you've put in the hours studying, but the real test is how you do under pressure, right? So think of this as your personal training ground, a place to sharpen your skills, boost your confidence, and get ready for the big day. Let's dive in. Okay, let's kick things off with round one, foundations of life. You gotta know this stuff. These are the absolute core concepts. If you get these right, you're building on some seriously solid ground. First question is coming up right now. Okay, question one. According to cell theory, what is the basic unit of life? Is it A, the atom, B, the tissue, C, the organ, or D, the cell? Take a second, lock in your answer. If you picked D, the cell, you're spot on. This is one of those ideas that is just the bedrock of all biology. Cell theory tells us everything that's alive is made of cells, and that cells only come from other cells. It's literally the line between what's living and what's not. Definitely a crucial point for your exam. All right, let's keep it moving. Question two. Which ecological term describes a group of different populations living and interacting in the same area? Your options are A, biosphere, B, ecosystem, C, community, or D, organism. Think about the different levels of organization here. And the correct answer is C, community. Now listen up, because this is a super common trip up. The key difference is that a community is only the living things, all the different species hanging out together. An ecosystem, on the other hand, is the whole shebang, the community plus all the non-living stuff, like the water, the soil, the sunlight. It's a really important distinction. And that's round one in the books. Now we're going to zoom way in, from the huge scale of ecosystems to the microscopic world inside us. Welcome to round two, the code within. We're talking molecules, energy, and of course, DNA. First up in this round, which organic molecule is the primary source of immediate energy for your cells? Is it A, proteins, B, lipids, C, carbohydrates, or D, nucleic acids? What's the go-to fuel for your body? If you said C, carbohydrates, you nailed it. A great way to think about this is that lipids, fats, are like your body's long-term savings account for energy. But carbs, they're the cash in your wallet, ready to be used right now for anything that needs a quick energy boost. All right, next question. In the world of genetics, what do we call the process of copying a DNA molecule to make two identical new ones? Your choices are A, transcription, B, translation, C, replication, or D, mutation. And the answer is C, replication. Think about it. Before a cell can divide, it absolutely has to make a perfect copy of its entire instruction manual, its DNA. That process, replication, makes sure that both of the new cells get a complete genetic blueprint to work with. I mean, without it, life as we know it just couldn't exist. Okay, on to round three, biology in action. We've covered the fundamentals, so now let's see how it all comes together in the real world, from our own bodies to some seriously cool technology. Here we go. Which human body system is responsible for making the hormones that regulate things like growth and metabolism? Is it A, the nervous system, B, the digestive system, C, the endocrine system, or D, the circulatory system? And the correct answer is C, the endocrine system. The system is so cool. See, your nervous system sends super fast electrical signals for quick reactions. But the endocrine system, it plays the long game. It uses chemical messengers called hormones that travel through your blood. It's like the body's own internal postal service, delivering messages that control everything from how you grow to how you feel. Next up, a very real-world question. Which field of biotechnology is the one that's mainly used to develop things like drought-resistant crops? Would that be A, medical, B, agricultural, C, industrial, or D, environmental biotechnology? The answer is B, agricultural biotechnology. This is a perfect example of biology making a huge impact. Scientists are literally using genetic tools to create crops that can survive with way less water. I mean, that's a massive deal when it comes to feeding everyone on the planet, especially with the changing climate. You'll often hear it called agritech. One more for this round. And it's pretty amazing when you think about it. How do green plants get water all the way from their roots, deep in the ground, up to their leaves, sometimes hundreds of feet in the air? Is it A, photosynthesis, B, transport implants, C, response implants, Or D, food storage?
The correct answer is B, transport in plants. And this is honestly one of nature's most incredible tricks. It's not just one thing, it's a team effort. You've got transpiration, that's water evaporating from the leaves, which creates a suction. This suction then literally pulls a continuous chain of water molecules all the way up from the soil through the plant's internal plumbing, called the xylem. It really is just like sipping water through a super, super long straw.
Fantastic work. You've made it all the way to the final round. Quick recall. This is it. The safety net of multiple choice is gone. It's just you and the question. This is where we see what you really know. First question of the final round. No options to choose from. Define biotechnology and then list the 4 main branches you need to know from the curriculum. Take a second. Formulate that answer in your head. What is it and what are the 4 types? So how'd you do? The definition is pretty much using living systems and organisms for technological purposes. And those 4 branches you absolutely need to remember are medical, agricultural, industrial, and environmental. Gotta know all 4 for the exam. Okay, next recall challenge. This is a classic. Briefly explain the difference between mitosis and meiosis, specifically focusing on the number of daughter cells they produce at the end. Just focus on that final number. And here it is, the key difference. Mitosis, which your body uses for growth and repair, produces 2 daughter cells that are genetically identical. It's basically a biological copy machine. But meiosis, which is for making reproductive cells, produces 4 daughter cells that are all genetically different. Just remembering 2 identical versus 4 different is a perfect way to keep them straight. And that's it. We've reached the end of the gauntlet. You've been tested on everything from cells to ecosystems, from DNA to biotechnology. Now for the final challenge. And this one is all on you. What's the one concept from this review that you're going to study next? Find that weak spot, turn it into a strength, and go crush that exam. You've got this. Good luck.